Not a lobby or a room, just a long, empty corridor with pale walls and an infinite ceiling that disappeared into static. It hovered in front of me, written in that basic VR system font. Welcome back, L. That stopped me cold.
You are listening to the Fearcast. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
It started when I unpacked my old VR headset. I found it in a plastic bin while cleaning out my dad's storage unit. He used to collect all sorts of electronics, from old tube PVs to projectors from the early 2000s. The headset was tucked next to a cracked PS2 and an unopened router box. It was the Gen 1 MindPort VR, the kind that got pulled off the market for causing seizures, or maybe something worse, I don't remember. It was part of a batch from a defunct startup in 2016. They called it neurosensitive hardware. My dad had picked it up secondhand off some forum. I should have thrown it out, but instead, I plugged it in. The thing booted right up. There was no OS menu or calibration. Just a flicker, and suddenly I was in this default space. Not a lobby or a room, just a long, empty corridor with pale walls and an infinite ceiling that disappeared into static. I thought it was a demo environment. No UI, no instructions, just footsteps. Mine. Then I got a message. It hovered in front of me, written in that basic VR system font. Welcome back, L. That stopped me cold. I don't use my real name on anything. Not games, not forums, not socials. And this headset was never mine. It had only ever been in a box since my dad brought it home. I powered the thing down immediately. Day 2. Curiosity won out. I put it on again, just to see. Same hallway, endless, pale. I walked for what felt like an hour. The floor echoed faintly with each step, but nothing changed. No doors, no music, just that flat lighting and faint static above. Then the message appeared again. You're closer now. Something about it didn't feel like a system message. I didn't type that in, and this wasn't an app. A moment later, I got an invite, a floating notification. User V1KTOR wants to share a session. Accept, decline. I declined. The invite disappeared. But the username lingered in my mind. I didn't sleep well that night. Day 3. I looked up the username. Nothing came up. No profiles, no VR logs, not even cached searches. Like it was scrubbed clean or never existed. That evening, I powered the headset up again. I wanted to record what I saw this time. This time, the hallway was different. Subtle, but wrong. The floor wasn't flat. It dipped in strange angles. The walls pulsed ever so slightly, like lungs taking slow breaths. The invite came again. V1KTOR wants to share a session. This time, I accepted. The moment I did, the world around me blinked. I was still in the corridor, but not alone. There was a figure ahead, gray-toned, too tall, not textured right. It stood still, facing away, but I could feel it watching me somehow. It didn't move. It didn't need to. I tried to speak. My mic was active. I could see the indicator, but no sound came out. Then, one final message. You have reached a checkpoint. To save your progress, click the subscribe button. You left. You forgot, but I remember. I tore the headset off. Day 4. Things changed in my apartment. My smart TV turned on by itself, always to static, never a channel. My phone rang from an unlisted number. When I answered, there was a low hum, like someone breathing into the speaker. No words, just that sound. Later, I checked the VR headset. It was already on, even though I never touched it. When I looked inside, the corridor was still there. So was the figure. Closer now, too close. Day 5. I visited my sister, needed to get out of the apartment. I didn't tell her everything, just said I found something in storage that creeped me out. She laughed, said I always got carried away with tech. While we were talking, my phone buzzed. One new message. From unknown. You shouldn't have left again. I turned it off. When I got back home, my apartment was freezing. The thermostat had been reset. There was something scratched into the screen. Stay. I put a blanket over the VR headset and shoved it into the closet. Day 6. I stayed off everything. No TV, no phone, no headset. But around 3:14 a.m., the power flickered. My laptop booted up on its own. The screen was black except for one word flashing slowly in the middle. Remember. Then it switched to static, then back off. I don't remember installing anything that could do that. I've always been careful. Day 7. I tried throwing the headset away. I walked 2 blocks to a public dumpster, tossed it in, and walked back. But when I got inside, it was on my couch. No dust, no damage, just sitting there, powered on, the corridor reflected faintly in its lenses. There was no invite this time, just a message. It's not just you anymore. That's when I noticed my smart mirror was glowing. It never glows. I walked toward it, and for a split second, I saw the corridor reflected there too, and something standing behind me in the glass. I reached out to an old friend who used to work on AR systems. I told him about the mine port and described everything I'd seen. He went quiet for a long time and then asked me to send photos. When I did, he called back in under a minute. He said the serial number didn't match any retail batch. It was part of a developer release, never shipped. Only about 50 units were made. The test group experienced something. Some logged memory glitches, hallucinations. One tester disappeared after claiming a voice in the headset kept telling him to come home. The Mineport project was shut down, No explanation, just buried. My dad must have gotten it from someone in that circle. Maybe he never knew what it really was. I didn't sleep. I just watched. The headset hasn't moved. But sometimes I hear footsteps from inside the closet, like someone pacing, slow, methodical. Every time I check, the closet's empty, but the headset is always powered on, and the corridor inside keeps changing. There are markings on the wall now, symbols I don't recognize. They move when I'm not looking directly at them. The figure is always present. It never leaves. Day 10, I turned it on one last time. The figure was right in front of me now, close enough to see its face, but there was nothing there, just the vague impression of someone I used to know, like a half-remembered dream or a corrupted file of someone you once loved. Then the walls of the corridor split open like peeling paper. Behind them was a black space, and in that space were others, other people, maybe. Their bodies flickered like glitching avatars. But their eyes were human, and every single one was watching me. The final message came. This is where we wait. Don't forget again. Then the headset shut off for the first time on its own. I haven't turned it back on since. I've locked it in a metal case and put it in the basement. But sometimes, late at night, I still hear the soft click of it powering on from 3 floors below. I think, whatever it is, it's still trying to find its way back, not just to me, but through me.